let's start analyzing the EURUSD for the remaining days of this week. So again, EURUSD so far is running in around 128 pips actually of profit. Now, what's going to happen next with this pair? From my point of view, and by looking at daily chart right now, the EURUSD still seems bearish, and we can actually still expect from the pair to continue the fall till it reach our take profit level at the nearest level of the support at 1.136. Therefore, we can actually expect a small pullback to happen right now because currently the market is actually on a support zone. So the candle is going to close within just around 2 hours. Let me now head to the 4-hour time frame, and right here what we can see is actually something very interesting. We have here 2 fake breakouts from the level of a resistance at 1.156, which means we have here a real level of a resistance exactly at 1.156. Meanwhile, here we had 2 fake breakouts, indicates of course a continuation in the fall. Not only that, but even the pattern here represents a double top pattern. Now, what we can see right here, if I just do like that, squeezing the chart, now we have here, of course, as we can see, a resistance trend line. Check this out. Right here we can see that we had here, of course, a resistance trend line number 1, number 2, and again it became here a support trend line for once only, and after the creation of double top pattern, the market kept falling. Now that means that the EURUSD has a chance to make a pullback for one more time, and it will actually hopefully respect the same level of a resistance trend line and afterwards resume the fall. Now if we look at the left side, however, we can notice clearly that here also we had a resistance level exactly as we can see right here at 1.154, which means most likely the market will actually respect the same level as a resistance, which also complies with the resistance trend line right here. So that means that we can actually continue selling the EURUSD exactly right at this point and reduce the safe zone to be at the top level of the resistance where we have originally started selling from, and that's going to be here, our new signal to sell the EURUSD from 1.154, and by that, my friends, our safe zone for the next signal will be around 72 pips of a safe zone against 172 pips of profit. Let's now move to the pound USD. The pound USD has reversed exactly from 1.361 and hit our take profit level, making over 150 pips of profit. How cool is that? But now, more importantly, is what's next with this pair. Now, what's going to happen next? In my opinion, the pound USD will continue the fall as well, and most likely this time it will actually aim the nearest level of a real support right here exactly at 1.326. But why here? Why not somewhere else? Well, let me just tell you something. Here we have, of course, the real level of a support, and here in the middle we had the fake breakout, which was recently also a real level of a resistance as well. So here we have another fake breakout happened. So right now the pound USD has actually respected this level of a resistance at 1.344, and as you can see, it already became here a support for once and twice, and recently the market has made a bearish breakout from both levels of a support. So most likely the market will actually continue the fall after making the bearish breakout from that level of a support and resume the fall to reach the nearest level of a key support as well. So now, to define our next entry, I would like to seek the help of the magic of trend lines, and that's our strategy in Xtreme Trader channel. So right now what we can do is simply draw here a resistance trend line from this lower high to this higher high, just like that. Next is simply drag and drop the same line that you have just drawn here and just simply place it right on the nearest level of the next key level of a resistance trend line, which lies exactly right here. Now, as you can see, there is a possibility that the pound USD will rise again and hopefully respect the same level of a resistance trend line and afterward resume the fall. So that being said, since we're actually right now on daily chart, let me just now head to the 4-hour time frame. Alright, so now based on the 4-hour time frame, we have to look at the nearest level of a resistance from horizontal view on the same level. So as we can see right here exactly, we have the nearest level of a key resistance lies exactly at 1.349. So here we have the nearest level of a resistance exactly, which was also a previous level of a key support as well. Therefore, we will just have to wait for the pound USD to rise again and hopefully respect the previous level of a resistance trend line along with the horizontal level of a resistance as well, and after that resume the fall. That being said, my friends, we're actually aiming another 234 pips profit with this signal, and a safe zone in this case that shouldn't be ranging higher than the previous level of a resistance as well, right here exactly, as we can see at 1.356, which means our safe zone will be ranging for 72 pips. You know what? After looking at it, maybe that's going to be way too big take profit level. Let's not exaggerate, and let's just set right here the next take profit level to be at the nearest level of a support at 1.334, which means our take profit level is going to be around 152 pips of profit against 70 pips of a safe zone. Let me please write the signal for you. Let's now move to the AUDUSD. And again, my friends, AUDUSD is actually still ranging on this channel so far. As we have actually said before in the last weekly analysis video, the AUDUSD so far is really hard to predict and just somehow uncertain about. I'm just so uncertain about it. Therefore, AUDUSD is still gonna be skipped for this midweek analysis video. We don't actually have any clear reading on this pair so far. Let's now move to the USDCAD. From my point of view, USDCAD actually is still going to continue the rise even above our TP. Most likely it will continue the rise to reach the resistance at 1.372, which means we have to change our take profit level to be at the absolutely highest level of a resistance. Why? Because so far the market seems to be bullish. I believe the USDCAD itself is actually rising, and also more importantly, the market has reversed from a very strong key level of a support. So therefore, I'm actually not expecting from the USDCAD to make any bearish for anytime soon. Most likely the market will continue to rise at least to reach the highest level of a resistance, because previously we were actually aiming the nearest level of a support, but I believe obviously the pair will most likely make the bullish breakout from it. Therefore, our take profit level has been changed to be at 1.373. Let me just edit this one. 1.373. Now how about the take profit level? The entry. I'm making a lot of mistakes. Right now it's actually 10:25 p.m. In my local time, and I'm dead sleep. I have to go sleep, guys. That's why I'm making a lot of mistakes. But don't worry, the analysis itself is very good, and I trust it. However, now by looking at the left side, we have here a very interesting level of a real level of a support, as we can see exactly right here at 1.359. Most likely, as we can see, the market has failed to create here a new level of a support to make a bearish fall. Instead, it just kept rising. Therefore, we will just have to wait for the USDCAD to make one more visit to this level of a real support, and after that, hopefully, the market will respect the same level of a support and resume the rise. That being said, I would recommend to rebuy the USDCAD exactly at 1.359 this time. That's gonna be our next entry, and the safe zone is gonna be almost the same pips. Let me just fix the line right here, so it's gonna be just like that, and the safe zone, my friends, will be around 75 pips against 144 pips of profit. Let's now move to the USDJPY. So as we can see, USDJPY signal hasn't been triggered, and the market has reversed. I mean, almost kissed our entry, reversed just by, what a bummer, 11 pips only, and supposedly to be running in 160 pips of profit. But of course, we cannot claim it because the market has reversed earlier than our entry. What a bummer again. However, what's going to happen next with the USDJPY? Most likely the pair is actually going to continue the rise. If we look right now at daily chart, we have here a broken level of a resistance trend line as well. So meaning, and my friends, let me just tell you something. The market usually tends to make a strong bullish breakout if it makes a breakout from the resistance trend line. So if you have a resistance trend line just like that, which recently faces a bullish breakout from the resistance trend line, Usually what's happening, or what will happen, is that the market will continue the rise to reach the Fibonacci 61.8, the strongest key level of a resistance, and after that will resume the fall and retest the broken level of a resistance trend line, and at this point here will create a support trend line, and after that might continue the rise or might continue the fall as well, we don't know. However, what's going to happen here, as we can see, is a continuation in the rise to reach at least the resistance right here, exactly as we have said earlier, at Fibonacci 61.8. Let's just confirm the level and check this out. It's indeed Fibonacci 61.8, which means USDJPY most likely again will continue the rise to another 72 pips. But can we buy until it reaches that level? Absolutely yes, we can do that. So by looking at the left side, however, we can notice here clearly, my friends, a strong key level of a support, as we can see right here exactly. This was a real level of a support, which was also a support as well. Remember, I'm actually right now on daily chart, so each candle represents a whole support by itself. Even here, this candle represents a support, and here we have a broken level of a resistance. Therefore, we can just wait for the USDJPY to fall a little bit more on the next candle, retesting the same level of a support, and after that resume the rise. So therefore, we can actually continue buying the pair exactly from that area. However, we just have to go to the 4-hour time frame to confirm our entry. Now I'm actually on the 4-hour time frame, and as you can see, my friends, indeed this is really gonna be hopefully a good entry. Let me just lower it a little bit more to be at Fibonacci 38.2 at 144,668. So that's gonna be actually our entry. 144 point, oh, what a bummer, 0.668, and that will be actually our safe zone as well. And take profit, actually we have to adjust also the take profit level, sorry, I mean the safe zone, sorry, to be at the lowest level of a support right here. Don't make mistakes, Salah, enough. Yes, our target will be at this time 127 pips of profit against 60 pips of a safe zone. Let's now move to the USDCHF. USDCHF hasn't been triggered, but has already reached our take profit level. So therefore, this signal at least has went in the right direction. Now what's going to happen next with the USDCHF? Let me now delete the old signal. So right now what we can see here is, of course, a double bottom pattern has been completed with the USDCHF. So therefore, the market has actually a greater chances right now to continue the rise. However, if it rises, I'm not actually expecting from the pair to reach, or actually to go higher than the previous level of a real resistance at 0.826. As we can see here, we had the real level of a resistance as well, and here we have 1 and 2 big ass fake breakout happened here. So therefore, we will actually just aim the nearest level of a real resistance instead of the fake breakout, which means the pair still has around 120 pips more to go. So where exactly we can start shorting, or sorry, buying the USDCHF? In my opinion, what we have right here is actually a support trend line that most likely will be respected again, because here we have actually, even if I expand a little bit more, we have attempt number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a support trend line. And then after the bearish breakout happened, the market actually has respected this level as a resistance trend line for only once. And due to this strong bullish movement, the market barely has made any reversal right here and instantly broke out from that area. So meaning this level of a support trend line most likely will be respected again. So what we can do right now is simply wait for the USDCHF to fall a little bit more down, and then hopefully it will continue the rise to reach that level of a real resistance. So by that, let me just now move to the 1 hour time frame. Alright, so now I'm actually on the 1 hour time frame. So our defined entry is gonna be exactly right here. Why right here? Because here we have, of course, the broken level of a real resistance, which after the bullish breakout happened right here, became a support number 1. So here we have a first attempt of the support, and therefore we will just have to wait for the pair to fall a little bit more down and create support number 2. Once it does, we can hopefully here open our buy level, or actually buy order, and hopefully the market will resume the rise afterwards. So therefore, we can actually aim around 153 pips profit with this signal. Let me just go back to the 4-hour time frame, and the safe zone in this case shouldn't actually be ranging lower than the next level of a real support at 0.808, which means, my friends, our safe zone will be ranging for around 50 pips only against 152 pips of profit. Let me know, please write the signal for you. And by that, my friends, we have finished the midweek analysis and then the end, of course. Please don't forget to join our free channel of Telegram to stay connected to Xtreme Trader. And here is the link to join our free channel of Telegram to stay connected to Xtreme Trader. As you can see here, Xtreme Trader Signals. Make sure to join it today, and hopefully we will see you there. So until then, my friends, I hope that was informative to you, and I would like to thank you for watching.